Some call me Nyx, the daughter of chaos. Some call me La Noche, the night. You may call me darkness. I am the bringer of sleep. I usher in the hush of slumber. I was with God from the beginning, Chosech, covering the face of the deep, out of which God birthed all of creation. I was given equal time with my twin sibling, Light. In my body, I hold the stars and the moon. I am the keeper of sacred secrets. I touch each one of you at night with my soft caress, gently pulling you down to your pillow. You may think that your brain shuts down during those times when you sleep, when I pull the curtain over your eyes. But what I see is something very different. I watch your neural cells clearing away the toxins from all the thinking that you do during the day. I see your body healing itself, realigning the organs and the systems to the order set for them by God. And yet I'm given so little time to do my work with you. You chase me away more and more with your addiction to light. How I long to embrace you with my life-giving, life-restoring power. But every night you poke holes into me with the little red lights from your machines, the blinking dots by your bedside, the flickering screens that confuse your brain and damage your body's ability to rest. You pride yourself on your ability to fight me, to resist my pull over you, but you only hurt yourself when you refuse the gift of sleep that I offer you. You think that you must push me away the darkness. But what you do not realize is that I am an escort for the angels of God. Angels are the messengers of the divine, and they work best when you sleep. After your brain mops away all of those toxins and the stress chemicals of the day, sweeping away the detritus of your mind, only then is there room and space for you to dream. And then the angels come to you with dreams that contain God's messages for you. I remember a night many moons ago when I was the angel's escort to a man named Joseph. This man had always fought me. He did not like darkness. He slept with a candle lit in his room every night. He preferred daylight when he could see to use his carpenter's tools and work the wood of his trade. His hands were rough and splintered, but his heart was gentle, sanded down smooth by the love of his mother and father. All his life they brought him to synagogue, taught him the Torah, And on the evenings of the Shabbat, when I have the joy of ushering in the day of rest, they gathered every week as a family to keep this holy commandment. God's law, God's history with the people, the stories gathered and retold in the darkness over and over, God's saving love for them. These are what shaped and refined the wood grain of Joseph's character. Week by week, month after month, year after year, his mind and his morals were as sturdy as the furniture that he and his father fashioned in their shop, glistening with the fine oil that was applied to the surface of the wood to make it shine. It was that shine that caught the eye of the young girl who would eventually become his betrothed, Mary. Mary liked the sureness of Joseph, his dependability, his steadfastness. She liked the idea of being married to a man who could provide for her and her children, and not just the means by which to survive as a family, but the faith in God that would keep them joined to their people and their history, as sure as the legs of a table fitted to the surface to hold the table together, supporting it without fail. And Joseph was drawn to this young girl who seemed to have a wisdom from depths that he could not fathom. She thought deeply and looked at you and saw what lie beyond your thoughts. Certainly, she was unlike any other woman that had been proposed to him for marriage. Mary was a woman who welcomed me, the darkness. She invited me in willingly every night. She needed no candle. She made me her friend, shared her prayers with me in her under-the-blanket voice. It did not surprise me at all when I learned that I was to escort in the angel for her one night. This angel came with the message that the Messiah was to be born through Mary. The hope of the world had found the one in whom he should incarnate. I watched her closed eyes move rapidly beneath her lids as she spoke to the angel in her dream, and wondered how she could conceive if she and Joseph were not yet married. You may wonder the same thing. All I can tell you is, I am the keeper of secrets. Within me are the hidden places where life begins. She could have waited to tell Joseph until the roundness of her belly began to show, but she did not wait. She could not. She loved Joseph. She trusted him with her secret as much as she trusted me. But Joseph does not like mystery. He likes surety, security, and this news was heartrending for him. Night after night, I tried to bring sleep to Joseph, to soothe him. But no sooner had he laid his head upon my arm that he would bolt upright again and pace his room and murmur to himself and lay his prayers into my hand to bear it up to God. As the weeks wore on, the dark circles under his eyes deepened. His work in the shop became shoddy, and he injured himself because of his tiredness. He knew that by rights he could have dragged Mary into the street and stoned her for carrying a child that was not his own. But as I said, he was an honorable man. He resolved to quietly end their betrothal and leave her to her parents, who would certainly send her away. Such was the shame that she had brought to them. It was that night, after he had made this decision, I brought the angel to his bedside. He was so exhausted by then, he could no longer resist my pull over him, and he lay down to sleep after lighting his favorite candle. I brought in the night breeze to snuff it out so that I could have the room and keep sleep for him. And then I escorted in the angel. The angel came with the message that the child growing in Mary was the Messiah, was from God, and that Joseph should not be afraid to take Mary as his wife. I watched Joseph's closed eyes move beneath the eyelids as he spoke to the angel in his dream, wondering how he could withstand the shame, the ridicule of his neighbors. You may wonder the same thing. All I can tell you is, within me are the hidden places where life begins. I am the keeper of sacred secrets. That night, Joseph rested better than any night in his life. He woke up that morning and he learned to trust me. He and I became good friends. And I would bring the angel to him many more times with even more important messages. I long to befriend you too. Every night, even as you try to diminish me with your electric, artificial lights, I wait to soothe you with sleep. I will always be here, waiting for you to lie down in my arms. I am patient to hear your prayers, to hold them in my hands, and to lift them up to God. I wait at the edges of your room, and I long for you to turn off the blinking dots, to extinguish those rectangular screens with the flickering images, so that I may enfold you in my healing power. I will stand guard over you. I will listen for your slow, even breath and your relaxing sighs. I will wait steadfastly for you to release your control, to give yourself up to God, to sleep. I will never abandon my post of bringing in the Sabbath and the restorative rest at the end of each day. And you may find that one day I will usher in an angel to your bedside. And that angel may have a message for you from God. How will this happen? When? How? Why? You may wonder. All I can tell you is, I am the keeper of sacred secrets. Within me, all life